how easy it is to sort of build apps, add features with AI, right? So I'll just quickly show you what I've been building. This is an app which I have just built in the last few days. The only reason why I have built this is to log my personal weight, because every time I try to log my weight on popular apps, I got punched in the face with a bunch of ads, bunch of service requests. So simple stuff. I log my weight every day in the morning. I see the graph, how I'm progressing, not progressing. I have my goals. Of course, the idea was to first just build a weight logger, but then I ended up adding few more features. Um, of course, you have the goal. I can set my goals. I can recalculate my TDE, etc., etc. And then I have just recently added the diet as well, where it recommends me calorie precise meals with the macros that I need. Um, it just took me, I would say, hardly a few hours to build this. Few of the tabs costed me less than 140 rupees just for a domain. The rest of the stuff is of course free. Of course, you have to pay for the model that you're using for the coding, but rest of the stuff is free. Hosted on Versal, Firebase. There are of course limits, but if I reach the limits, of course, it means a lot of people are using it. So that's good news, and then I can figure out what to do with the app. But right now, it's only for personal use, which is fairly easy and comfortable to build. I'll quickly show you how easy it is to sort of keep adding features on anything that you have already built or are building with AI. So this is the code directory for the app. I'll go and open the code base in Cursor IDE, which is linked to Claude language model, which helps me in writing the code. As you can see, this is the entire code base where the app is running. Now, if I want to add a feature, what I'll do is I'll press Command I. Now, there are a few options, Command I, Command K, etc., etc. I do Command I because I want to make it quick. So I want cursor to directly write code in my files. As you can see, it has taken up the meal plan generator.js because that's the file which is sort of selected right now. And that's where I pressed command I. But what I want to do is I want it to have the full context of everything that's going in the meal plan generation. So I'll add other files as well. Otherwise, what will happen is it may not have the full context, and it'll end up adding codes, repeated code in different files, which doesn't make sense in this code and will cause issues and errors. So I'll just add everything that has to do with meal in this window. So all the meal related files here. Now it has the full context. We'll quickly verify. Yes, now it has the full context of meal generation. I'll just quickly ask it to add simple feature. I'll say, hey, let's add a cheat meal toggle um, in each of the cards, in each of the meal cards. Please ensure that you are maintaining the theme of the website. Yeah, that's it. And I'll just send it to the ID and let's see what it does. It'll spend a minute or a couple of minutes, yeah, to generate the code and add it in the right places. And then we'll accept it and we'll see how the toggle looks. As you can see, it did something with the JS file. This app is built in React, so it's a JS file, it's a JavaScript library. And then it also is adding something in the CSS file. See, it's done. So now right now it has made changes in meal planner.js. So we'll go to meal planner.js and see what has done. I'll move it out of the view. See, it has added few things. The red and the green that you see are indicators of what has been added and what was there earlier. You can review it by yourself, accept it, reject it. But for the sake of the length of this video, I'm just going to accept everything. I'm just going to press on accept all and see how the app looks. By the way, this is how currently the app meal card is looking, right? Let's see what happens. Okay. So see, it has added an icon. I think it did not understand or probably it did not meet my expectation in terms of how the card should have been. Let's go back and ask it again. Um, that looks that doesn't look aligned with what I thought. Do this. I'll give it a try to give it a more detailed instruction, see what happens. Each of the cards should have a toggle button that user can turn on or turn off. Do this instead. Let's see what it does now. It's very interesting how you can sort of see what AI is building and then um, keep improvising on that. Note that I'm right now just giving it instruction to change the UI. The logic will not get changed. The logic of my meal plan generation will remain as is. Because for that I'll have to give a little more detailed instruction. Now I'll just, without reviewing the code, I'm just going to accept all and see what happens. See, you got this toggle here. It says regular meal. If I turn it on, it says cheat meal, right? So this is how interesting and how easy it is to sort of add features into your apps with AI. Of course, before I push it out in production, I'm going to have to implement the logic as well. And for that, I'll give a more detailed instruction to cursor, of course. We'll have to change all the prompts that we're sending out to GPT for generation of meal, depending on whether it's cheat meal or not. But that will take a little more time than this, but it's still, I would say it would still take fairly less time than what it would take if I were to write every single line of code by myself, right? Cool. Keep building.